What we know is that there was two parties going on, and possibly two different gangs involved in those parties. Some type of argument occurred which caused tempers to flare, and it was at that point that I think the gunshots started ringing out, and several people were shot.
Then Sunday afternoon, the violence broke out again at a market in West Modesto.
Later in the afternoon, we had another one occur at Alex & Sons Market, located at 515 Martin Luther King Drive. That one involved two people that were standing in front of the market. There was about a 30-year-old Hispanic female and a Hispanic male in his 20s. They were in front of the market. A white sedan drove up at about 5 minutes to 3 and started opening fire on the two people there. The female was shot in the back of the head with a non-life-threatening wound. She was okay. She was later treated at the hospital, released. The male standing with her, he was shot in the upper body, again, non-life-threatening wound. He was also later released.
Just about 45 minutes after that shooting, there was another one out at the mall. A young man was hit by a bullet as he stood outside the mall on the sidewalk.
We know that at the mall, these two groups of kids were involved in some type of argument inside the mall. It spilled out into the parking lot. Mall security was able to separate those groups, but one stayed at the mall outside the parking lot. The other returned in that white sedan and opened fire on them. So we believe it's gang-related.
Police say there is evidence to suggest the two shootings are linked, and they are reviewing the mall surveillance video today. The apparent escalation in violent crime has police and city officials very concerned.
Last week we had some street robberies, we call them pocket checks, with gang members driving up on people walking down the street and basically just, hey, give us whatever you got in your pockets. We have that occurring. We made some good arrests on that. We also have some takeover-style robberies. We had the Save Mart on Scenic and Oakdale, then we had the McDonald's the next morning on 9th Street. So those things are working also. I think we've got some gang frustration out there. I think there's some retaliation going on between some gangs. So I think we have several things happening on the street that are adding to this violence, and we're going to be having some type of response to this and trying to get this under control.
Police say residents should be concerned too.
Anytime we have a gang element in Modesto, residents definitely need to be concerned. And I think the good citizens of Modesto should take an active part in this. I know we have Crime Stoppers. I think they should be active in Crime Stoppers, looking at our Modesto Police website, looking for those parolees that are wanted. I just talked about that today on the radio, that we have a long list of parolees that are outstanding, and all their pictures are on there. And these people are in your daily lives, when you're shopping at the grocery store, when you're eating at a restaurant, when you're driving down the road and you see somebody walking on the street. If you're familiar with those faces, maybe you can help out some way. The other thing is to be actively involved in Neighborhood Watch. Neighborhood Watch is not just watching out for your neighbor, but it's an active involvement with the police department, active meetings with our crime prevention officers, understanding what's happening in the city, understanding gang activity that might be occurring in that city. It's an active exchange of information between the police department and those citizens in those specific neighborhoods. So yes, absolutely. Anytime that a level of violence increases in our city, citizens should be concerned, and we need to take an active role together in this.
Gunlock says he doesn't want people to be afraid.
That's exactly what the gangs want. We shouldn't be afraid. We should be determined is what we should be. We should be determined and willing to work with each other on this.